Good morning, gardening friends all over the world. Here we have beautiful rose grown from seed. Yes. 3 plants in here. This has got a stripy, pinkish, creamy little rose. This one has yet to flower. Never seen a flower on this one just yet. And this one has a beautiful cocoa flower. That's right. Actually, I had asked on my Instagram what I could actually call this flower. And I didn't even think of it at the time, but I've actually written a book called Eyes of the Scarlet Rose. I mean, calling this the Scarlet Rose, just seems so fitting. So you can see they're very healthy. And the only thing with planting roses from seed, or growing roses from seed, I should say, is that unless you are really diligent in pollinating the rose itself, you don't know what you're going to get. So if you, for example, cross a hybrid tea with another hybrid tea, and you know the parent plants, so basically you're going to have to, when that hip develops, you're going to have to put a label on it and make sure that label doesn't come off, because otherwise you're not going to know who the parents are. And in this case, I don't know who any of the parents are with these roses. And also in the beginning, you're not going to get your beautiful big rose, as in rose flower, straight away. You can see that it takes time for these roses to get strength and to grow in size. These flowers, these roses were tiny in the beginning. And once these get a little bigger, you can prune them, and then they will obviously thicken up and get some strength in their stems. And the canes will develop, and then you will start to get bigger roses. I'm just going to smell this. There is a slight scent on this. Nothing as of yet. Yeah, like I said, nothing on this one, but this one has thorns. I've definitely just felt a tiny little thorn. There it is. If I can zoom it on there's a little thorn. And this one has little thorns on there also. Not feeling much on here. And I don't know if it's a climber or... I do know that I had a beautiful red rose, climber red rose in the garden called Florentina, which some of you may be familiar with. It could be a cross with that. Not actually sure. Or it could just be straight Florentina. I'm not actually sure. But this just shows you the process of growing roses from seed. It's a long process. It takes a period of obviously pollinating, which I hand-pollinated most of them, but I wasn't careful with it. I basically just pollinated because I had been unsuccessful with germinating roses from seed due to too much love and care. I ended up killing them. And then this time around, I kind of just put them under cover and just let them do their thing, and they certainly have. The process is long. I've got videos showing of how to pollinate the hip, and I'm pretty sure I have, but I do have ones of stratifying your seeds, and that's about a 2 to 3 month process, preferably 3 months. You leave them in the fridge, and I go into great detail about how to do that. And then after they have had their stratification period, which mimics a natural dormancy, you then let them out. Let them out around, into warmth, into partial sunlight. They just need warmth in the beginning just to sprout, and then you can get some shoots. They may even sprout in the fridge. And then is the whole process of growing them up to here. And these are over 1 foot tall now. Yeah, and I've got some more under the shade house. And, you know, it's a really rewarding experience to see what you're going to get, because you never know, really. Obviously, you will if you do it properly and label your manual pollination endeavors. But in this case, I didn't. So this is I would regard this as a full success of growing roses from seed, because here we have the end result of a flower, even though the bushes themselves are only, they'd be over a year now. So they take time. This is a really long process. But if you love roses like I do, it is worth the wait, and it's a good feeling to know you can actually grow roses from seed. It was one of the hardest things. I always thought it was to grow a rose from seed. And they can come up from seed in a natural environment, but you know, they need those perfect conditions, really. Good luck. I hope this inspires you to do this yourself. Look how small these little leaves are. This has a lot more flowers on it. This is obviously a real bushy shrub rose. This is more of a tea rose, if I can assume. So yeah, it's not a quick journey. Any videos that you see online that show you that this is a quick journey, it's really not. It's a long one, but a good one. Happy gardening.